Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Jay Bertin about season 10 of Letterkenny, which recently dropped on Hulu. Welcome to the show, man. So good to see you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, this interview is like 4 years in the making.
4 years, buddy. It took us 4 years, you know.
But you know what? The best things come when you wait, and we're doing this right now. It's awesome.
It's happening.
It is happening. We talked about it before. I know this. I mean, you auditioned for Letterkenny, but not for Tyson.
No, I auditioned for Joint Boy.
Yeah.
But apparently I wasn't a burnout enough for them. So, but they love me so much that we made it work. They created a guy for me. So.
It's interesting too because it's a sitcom. You know, when I used to watch sitcoms, like they release them in bulk, and there's like a lot of episodes, right? So like Letterkenny is a bit different, where there's like 6 episodes, 8 episodes a season, but there's still 10 seasons of Letterkenny. I mean, can you believe it?
It honestly feels like yesterday when we just started this. You know what? We do 6 episodes, so it leaves people hanging. You know, keep them wanting more. But yeah, it's I can't believe it's been like 7 years or so. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, 10 episodes, 10 seasons. Yeah.
I want you to take me through this again. We talked about this before. I mean, we've had a lot of conversation. I feel like we've had like an interview.
We've already had plenty of interviews before the interview.
So like I know a lot of things. I mean, take me through. Tell me like kind of a story when it really started to kind of take off with all the Tyson stuff for you and everything. Like when did you kind of start realizing like, wow, this is becoming huge?
I think when I went on a trip to, I'm going to say this was maybe 3 or 4 years back, roughly. Yep. We went to Bahamas, and there were so many Letterkenny fans there. I couldn't take my shirt off and go to the pool without someone being like, Tyson. And I'm like, that's when I knew, okay, like, you know, when they're recognizing me for my tattoos on the show, then yeah, I definitely that's kind of when it sunk in for me.
It obviously has kind of like the leads and the people of the Letterkenny that you see a lot, but the supporting cast and like yourself and like Bonnie McMurray, I mean, it just shows also how generous, you know, Keeso and Jacob Tierney are. Like everyone kind of gets their time to shine a little bit. Did you notice that when you were working on the show as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like we all kind of get our turn to to do our thing. It's progressively getting better for the locals. Bonnie, myself, Joel, but we do get it's gotten very generous. Yeah, very generous. And you know what I mean, we appreciate it. I'm humbled. Like I honestly couldn't imagine not being on the show.
It's so great, man, and like there's a lot of Tyson moments. There's a lot of what is your go-to kind of? Actually, this is a 2-part question. I'm really interested about this. What's your favorite Tyson moment, and then what do you think is like the Letterkenny fans like kind of favorite Tyson moment? So like 2 Tyson moments.
I think their favorite moment. My favorite. Whew. That's a big question.
two or 3.
Every time I punch, you know what? Stunts is my favorite.
Yeah,
Stunts
of course.
is my favorite.
Yeah,
because you know my background is you know I used to teach Muay Thai. I used to be a Muay Thai instructor and all that fun stuff. But we always have a lot of fun in stunts because I'm always, you know, I'm this close from hitting someone when you know they want me to be, you know, this close. So I'm always making it fun, and they're always having me like, you know, interact and like help them, and you know we do it together. So we have a blast. My favorite Tyson moment, I'm gonna say, is you know what? I can't even. There's so many seasons I can't remember.
Well, there's so many things. I mean, also like the hockey scenes obviously are the big ones too, right? Like with like the Shorzy and everything. Like those, I can't even imagine what it's like being there when that's happening.
I can't even keep a straight face. I'm not gonna lie. Like every time we had a bench one, and every time the last season that we just filmed. I'm not gonna do any spoilers here, but the last season when we were in the doctor's office. there's so many bloopers. We died half the time.
Is Mark Forward, like, could an argument be made that he's one of the funniest guys on the planet?
100%.
Yeah, you agree with me on that, right? I feel like this,
like I can't even like. When I actually went to one of the shows, the live shows, and it was the first time I actually seen him perform, and fucking blew my mind. I couldn't even believe how funny this guy was.
He is so funny.
and you know what? Like hanging out with him and stuff, and like hanging out with him, like he doesn't, he's not the type of guy that you would think was a comedian. Like this guy's a nice guy, a nice conversation, and then bam, he gets up there.
And you know what's funny? Kind of like almost like. Because like it comes out, right, and it was like a web series, and then it was on Crave, and like I honestly feel like the coaching scenes and everything that he was in kind of like drew me into the show, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's definitely a fan favorite for sure. Yeah, he's funny. I got to work with him finally. Well, I did do some scenes with him in the dressing room, and sorry, on ice as well. But I did actually get to more dialogue with him in season 10, and it was awesome. We worked well together. It was great. Like
I wonder what he feels like when everyone kind of agrees that he might be like one of the funniest guys ever. Like I feel like I don't
think he believes it.
I know, and that's what I'm saying.
I want to fucking shake his head and be like, "Yo, listen, like."
I think it was like Dylan Playfair told me last year when he came on my show that he's like, you could see me laughing from the other side of the camera sometimes. It takes like, you can see my smile and laugh from the other side.
Insane. Yeah, it's insane. Like I have, when he's filming, I have to leave. I have to, like, because he'll keep going, like fucking the camera will, if they don't say cut, he'll keep going and like, you die. Like you just can't. You can't be in the same room. But going back to my Letterkenny, my best Tyson moment. I just wanted before we continue.
Yeah,
is when I bottled one of the guys in the bar scene. That was my favorite scene. Yeah, but that worked out so well. But anyway, go back to
for sure. No, like there's a lot of different scenes, but it's interesting too to me because like we're both Canadian, both like I'm in Ottawa, you're in Sudbury, and it's one of those things where I never in my had a doubt that it was gonna take off in the States. You know what I mean? Like when it went on Crave and then Hulu picked up, I had no doubt. I'm like, this is as soon as the announcement was made, I'm like, it's gonna take off. Like I know it.
Man, my like a lot of the fans on my Instagram and whatnot, they're all American. I mean,
but it's like a relatable thing too, right? Because like Letterkenny for a lot of people, like it's obviously like a lot of
listen, man. Everything that they say on Letterkenny is not just about Canada and Ontario, man. There's Minneapolis is very similar to us.
Yeah,
there's a lot of places that are very similar. A lot of the stuff that we reference or we quote or we play out is all over the world.
But I was just going to add to that the relatability, because people look obviously like in Letterkenny, there's a lot of pretty like out there insane characters and everything. But like people are kind of like, it reminds me of my small town of like 50 people.
Yeah, well that's what it is, man. Yeah. Like you don't, it makes you relate because you're, a lot of people are from small towns and like, that could be like, hey, that was like Joey fucking back in the day. Like, he was a tough guy. He was an asshole. Like, so there's a lot of, especially the hockey guys, like, man, if you played hockey, those two fucking guys, they nail it every time, man. They nail it.
Riley and
fucking
Jonesy.
Trying to do a scene.
Name a better duo than those two. I don't think you can.
When I do scenes with them, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're doing a lot of retakes, let me tell you.
Well, no, it's like one of those things, like, Jordan, who's been on Jordan, who's been on my show, he's on Nurses. He was Fisky in Letterkenny, and he says that was like one or two episodes, like a couple episodes. And like he's done other pretty big shows too, like Suits and Up. He says he always gets recognized for Letterkenny. Yeah,
it's nuts, man. It's nuts how big it's gotten. And you know what? I think and the whole group on the show is very, very humbled too. It's not and like we're a close group. Like we talk to each other on a regular basis too. So we spend time with each other, going to town and meet each other. So
does it feel like does it ever feel like work sometimes though? Because I feel like it's just a lot of, exactly. I don't think
only one time when I had to learn lines in like a half an hour for me. Like, oh, by the way, we're doing this scene in 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, let's do this, so.
Oh, man.
But no, honestly, it's like going to, you got to be careful sometimes because you also got to keep it professional. But like, it's like going back to high school and going to see your buddies every, summer break's over, we're going back to school, guys,
Absolutely. Were you when they kind of were when they were writing in like Tyson and those different type of characters? I mean, so many, like we talked about, like there's so many different kind of characters. Like no one's like the same in Letterkenny, right? You look at like McMurray, you look at Tyson, you look at Gale, right?
Yeah.
Is that like, do you think it kind of just happens where they have a little bit of an idea and then people kind of make it their own and it becomes their own kind of thing? Or do they have an idea of like making them all different? You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I definitely do. I definitely do know that, the writer, Jared, he definitely has a vision.
Yeah.
and if you're not doing that vision, he makes sure to push you in that direction.
Yeah.
But every person that he's casted is able to make his vision exactly what it's supposed to be. But you're right, though. Every single character does bring its own little niche to each character. So I think over the years we've all, developed into our people.
Absolutely. It's also one of the best things. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask you a question right now, and you're not allowed to say the people I work with. Okay, as your answer, because that's the answer everyone gives me for everything. Okay. What's the best thing? It's funny. I'm gonna ask the question and be like, "Oh shit!" What's the best thing about working on Letterkenny?
The fucking snacks. Okay. The fucking food truck.
Craft services.
I'm always dieting. They're always trying to take my shirt off, so craft services, man.
Oh my God, that's so good. I wasn't expecting.
She's always got the little snacks and the bags and the candies.
If I didn't ask you though,
I'm a fatty deep down inside.
But if I didn't say that you can say it, you probably would have said the people, right?
No. No.
The snacks.
My candies and craft services. That's it. Sorry, guys.
Crafty gets mentioned like a lot of interviews, especially when I do like the junkets, when you're talking to like 2 or 3 like cast members together. Someone always brings up like craft services. Like it always gets brought up.
Yeah, we had like little snacks, little man, this girl goes like, she works so she's got to work with, but like she's always got her backs, and I love it.
I just realized, of course you're gonna say the snacks. I mean, you freaking own a restaurant. Like, of course you're gonna say
food,
that.
Man.
I know, it's fun to say. Of course you're gonna fucking say that.
Fuck, I can't help myself.
I was so surprised that you said that, and until I just realized, like, the food background.
I went down one day, and she didn't have chocolate covered almonds. I
lost it.
Upset.
You lost it.
She made sure they were there the next day.
Oh my God. Oh, so good. Okay, I feel like this is a good time for me to tell you some of my shitty dad jokes, because you are a dad.
I am. Yeah.
I want to tell you some dad jokes. Okay. So did you hear about the kidnapping? It's okay. He woke up. Or we used to work at that shoe factory. We quit. No, we quit because it was soul destroying. Yeah, the kidnapping one was good stuff. I know. You didn't hear that.
Hold on, I gotta write that down.
Yeah, you didn't write. You know what the best part is?
I have kids that are too spaced out. I have a 20-year-old and I have a 1-year-old. So I'm
about to say it's 1 year old, right? Or like she's 19 months. Yeah, 19 months. Well, no, the thing is, here's the thing though. You're going to go back and like see clips of my other interviews where I've done dad jokes, and I say the same like 5 in every interview, and I got called out on Twitter about that. But like those are the ones that hit. So if it ain't broke, why fix Like if it ain't broken, why
you need to go back to the drawing board, because those are terrible. Terrible.
I have more. The restaurant on the moon, great food, zero atmosphere. The shovel is a groundbreaking invention.
You're definitely not a comedian.
Next time you come on the show, I'm going to tell you my joke about construction, but you'll have to wait because I'm still working on it. What did the buffalo say to his son when he dropped him off for school? Bye, son. I have them all, man.
The fact that you remember all those,
yeah,
it's a problem.
Okay, they're good. They're funny. There's some good ones. All right. Yeah. Last quick question.
Sure.
What is the thing you want to see Tyson do the most in the future? Is there something you want your character to, like a route your character to go to?
I think Tyson needs to
put his shirt back on. I'd put his shirt on.
I think he needs to fall in love.
Maybe he'll fall. Maybe if he puts his shirt on, he'll fall in love.
Maybe he'll fall in love with Mia Sophia.
Jay, a blast, man. Thank you for coming on the show. Seriously, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
This is your first Letterkenny interview, so this is a big deal for the show. So 4 years, it took 4 years, but it happened. They can watch season 10 of Letterkenny now on Hulu, and they can follow you at Instagram and Twitter, right? Jay Bertin, I believe it is.
Yep.
Okay, Bertin. Perfect. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Jay Bertin, who plays Tyson on Letterkenny, and PD Beats, signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.